Okay, at 6 p.m., we'd like to welcome you all to our Riverdale City Council meeting for Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. Please let the record show that all City Council members are present. We have Councilor Stevens here with us live, and then we have Councilors Hilton, Arnold, Hanson, and Merrill joining us via WebEx. We also have members of the city staff as well as members of the public here with us tonight. I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone will please rise and follow me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I've asked Councilor Hilton if he would offer our invocation tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. Our Father in heaven, we bow our heads before Thee as we begin this meeting as a council for our community, Riverdale City. We thank Thee for our blessings, including those that Thou givest to our community, including our friendships and community with neighbors and friendships we should share. We're grateful for the safety and security that we all enjoy. We thank Thee for those who serve our city to make this safety possible, especially our police and fire departments. And we are grateful for Thy continued blessings to protect them and all of us from harm and danger. We ask Thee to continue that protection. We pray for Thy Spirit to be with us tonight as we deliberate issues important to the city. And we say these things in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Councilor Hilton. We now have a time for public comment. This is an opportunity to address the City Council regarding any concerns or ideas that you might have. Seeing no members of the public, we'll move on to agenda item E, presentations and reports. Start off with the mayor's report. A couple of things. We have our Veterans Day program this Friday at 10 a.m. Please note that that is the 10th. That is the day that we're observing Veterans Day. That'll be at 10 a.m. We hope all of you can make it. We have General Max Sitzer that's going to be speaking to us. And so please plan your schedules to be there for that. There is a Wasatch Front Regional Council Wasatch Choice 2050 workshop tomorrow at 4 p.m. in Clearfield. This is a where they kind of lay out the plans for the next 25 years or so and show us the roads and trails that they have planned. It's always good to have a good showing from our city there. Andrew Gruber, the director of the Wasatch Front Regional Council, asked me to please invite all of you to be there tomorrow night. I'm planning on being there. Hopefully we can have a good showing from Riverdale. I went to WACOG last night, and we had a very interesting discussion about senior centers in the county. I'm trying to get a copy of that meeting because I think you would be well informed to watch it. It was very interesting what We Were Human Services in the county, what their vision is for senior centers going forward. So keep an eye out for that. This discussion was just a discussion item, and it lasted over an hour, so it was a pretty big deal. Anyway, that's all I have for the mayor's report. Anything from the city council for their assignment reports? Seeing none, the next item is the UDOT 5600 South construction update, and that has been postponed tonight, so we will move on to our consent items. Number 1, consideration to approve the meeting minutes from the October 17th, 2023 council work session and council meeting. Are there any corrections or changes to those minutes? Seeing none, we need a motion to approve the consent items.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that motion? All in favor say yes.
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 Any opposed? Okay, that passes unanimously. Thank you. Let me know if I get going too fast, Shaylee. So, yeah. I know you have experience, but it's been a little while. So. Okay, we'll move on to our action items. Number 1, consideration of resolution 2023-32, declaring property as surplus and authorizing the sale of the same. Mr. Brooks.
Thank you, Mayor. As I mentioned in the work session there, this is primarily just all of our surplus vehicles that we have. left over from our most recent purchases, primarily police vehicles. And we have to get the council's approval that they are declared surplus before we can start selling those and use the usual means of getting rid of them.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Brooks? Seeing none, a motion would be in order.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
move to approve Resolution 2023-32 as stated within the packet.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I think Mr. Hilton was the first second. Any discussion on that motion? Ms. Ney, will you please poll the council?
Counselor Merrill? Yes. Counselor Arnold?
Yes.
Counselor Stevens?
Yes.
Counselor Hanson?
Yes.
Counselor Hilton?
Yes.
Okay, very good. That passes unanimously. We'll move on to action item number 2, consideration of resolution 2023-33, approving a supplemental agreement with the Utah Department of Transportation. Mr. Sean Douglas.
Thank you, Mayor. So with the Freeway Park project that's going on with UDOT as part of the 5600 South project, they were proposing to move approximately half or more of our 6-inch water line along Freeway Park Drive. And in working with them, we came up with a betterment project where we'll be relaying the line in a straight line now instead of having jogs everywhere. It's also an upgrade from a 6-inch to an 8-inch line, which should help our fire flows up better. And we were able to negotiate a cost with them where we just paid a percentage of what the cost would be. We will be paying for it out of funds that are currently budgeted, and if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them for you.
Any questions for Mr. Douglas?
Is this going to be a not to exceed amount on the 273,000 or something like that, or?
So that's right now, that's the quote they gave us, is that should be our cost, is what they've told us. Now, I can't say we won't have to come back if they run into something unexpected, but that's what they've asked us to put in the fund for them.
I think that'd be a good way to go, Councilor Arnold, is a not to exceed.
Okay,
237, it looks like something.
yeah. Are you ready for a motion?
I am.
So you want? I would move to approve Resolution 2023-33 as stated within the packet, not to exceed $237,607.75.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
Was that Councilor Merrill on the second, I think? Okay. So, all right, a motion, a second. Any discussion on that motion? Ms. Ney, will you please poll the council?
Counselor Stevens?
Yes.
Counselor Hanson?
Yes.
Counselor Arnold?
Yes.
Counselor Merrill? Yes. Counselor Hilton?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. That passes unanimously. Action item number 3, consideration of ordinance 974, amending the Riverdale City Code, Title 8, Chapter 1, disconnection of abandoned service lines. Mr. Sean Douglas.
Thank you, Mayor. So this one's came up, and everybody's aware of the issues we've had on this. I did speak with several communities around us. Their ordinances are fairly close to what we have right now, so there wasn't anything I could go reuse and get from somebody else. So we went back in with Steve's help, and we've kind of clarified some of the definitions. I think it's made it really clear now so that somebody can't question on that. And if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them.
Any questions for Mr. Douglas?
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
I have a question for Mr. Brooks. Passing this right now, is this going to do anything for any pending litigation or anything that we might have outstanding?
I don't think so. That was one of the first things that Sean asked me. I mean, our statute is in the court case is going to remain what it was. So regardless of what we do here, I don't think it's going to have any impact. I mean, if anything, it enlightens it. It makes it better. There's a lot more definitions and cleanliness in this one than what we had before, and that was the reason why we did it.
I think the question is it like an admission of,
No.
okay.
No, I still don't think so. I mean, we're still going to go in under the old language because we still think we're on solid footing. So I don't think so. I do think the new one's going to be better, and it's not even going to be questioned in the future, but I think we're okay.
Any other questions? Seeing none, a motion would be in order.
Mayor,
Yes.
I would move to approve ordinance 974 as stated within the packet.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that motion? Ms. Nay, will you please poll the council?
Counselor Merrill?
Yes.
Counselor Hilton?
Yes.
Counselor Stevens?
Yes.
Counselor Hanson?
Yes.
Counselor Arnold?
Yes.
All right, that passes unanimously as well. Thank you. We are going to postpone item number 4 to get a little more information. We will move on to item number 5, consideration to approve a local consent for off-premises beer license for GUR Incorporated doing business as 7-Eleven located at 4090 Riverdale Road, Riverdale, Utah. Ms. Nay, do you have anything to add to this? Are there any questions from the council regarding this off-premises beer license?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move to approve the consideration for approval of a local consent for off-premises beer license for GUR Incorporated doing business as 7-Eleven located at 4090 Riverdale Road, and what was stated in the packet.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that motion? Ms. Nay, will you please poll the council?
Counselor Merrill?
Yes.
Counselor Arnold?
Yes.
Counselor Hanson?
Yes.
Counselor Stevens?
Yes.
Counselor Hilton?
Yes.
All right, that is also unanimous. Thank you. We'll now move on to the comment section of our meeting. Any comments from the city council for this meeting?
I have a comment.
Okay. Go ahead, Councilor Hanson.
I don't want to start an argument or anything. I just wanted to share my personal opinion. I don't feel that it rises to the level of a public censure. But I was personally really disappointed in Mr. Arnold's postcard about the tax. I felt like it was disingenuous and a little misleading, and after the hard work that all the council put in together with the staff and how hard all those discussions were and making those decisions, you know, it was just really disappointing to feel like we weren't supported and backed up in that, especially with his level of involvement in it up until the very last vote. And so, like I said, I don't think it rises to the level of public censure, but I felt like it was fair to be able to share that in the public meeting.
Okay. Any other comments?
Mayor, you okay if I respond to that?
Sure.
One of the things we do when we work on items is to try to understand how the thing works, all of it. You can get a sense of what someone's going to do, but in the end, the vote counts. The measure passed 4-1. There was nothing disingenuous or misleading or wrong about what I put on my flyer. It's actually an election thing. It really shouldn't be brought up in a meeting, but it was completely 100% true. And when we work on these things, the only thing that matters in the end is the vote. And so that's all I would say.
Okay. I think we'll end that discussion right there. Thank you both for sharing your thoughts. Any other comments from the council? Any comments from the city staff?
I got a couple, just mainly updates and fill the council, Mayor, in on there's some things. First of all, I want to thank Shaylee for filling in, as I mentioned earlier, last minute here deal for us. we've been hit really hard with sickness this week here in this building in particular, and so we've been having to scramble big time. I even made a deposit today, which I've never done in my whole career here. We had nobody else to run to the bank. That's how bad it is.
Did you collect the ballots out of the box?
No. Michelle was actually going to come in tonight, and I just knew she was feeling terrible, and so I just finally talked to Shaylee, and she's always gracious enough to help us out on that. And so I just told Michelle, I don't want to see you. And so she'll probably give us more information tonight on her status, but thanks to Shaylee on that one. The other thing I wanted to just do a shout out for Rich's people. This was the first year I've gone out and attended that the Halloween thing, and I know the mayor was out there that night, the little carnival they did. And what a phenomenal job that youth council does. I mean, I think it's very worthy of kudos to them and a little pat on the back. Man, that took a lot of work, and there was quite the crowd there. I had no idea that thing was that big, but people seemed to be enjoying it and having a good time, and I was certainly impressed with the detail and the amount of work that they put in. And Rich has had a busy month with all the things that's been going on, so kudos to them. I was going to give a Shake Shack update. Shane, it's Shane, right? He kind of did that. We were shooting for earlier this week when I met with you last time that we were talking about a grand opening, and that has been postponed. We've still got some things hanging out there. They're not major things, but enough that we just weren't going to be able to get it done that quickly. But we'll keep you posted on that one. We'll still have one more meeting before that, so and maybe two. That's another thing I want to talk to you about. As a reminder, we have the American Freight grand opening. That is Friday. This Friday at 12 o'clock. We would encourage anybody who can get there to be there for that one. We have the senior lunch on November 17th. The lunch starts at 12, and they like all of those who are going to serve to be there around 11:30 if you can. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, just by way of calendaring, is this has been a weird year. So this meeting originally was scheduled for tomorrow night, because back when we set our meetings, we saw that it was an election year, and this Tuesday would have been a voting night, so we moved it. And then the state, when they had all that stuff come up, moved that on us. So our next meeting is actually going to be the night before Thanksgiving now because of that election day. And so at this point, I don't have anything scheduled on there. There's one thing that we do have that could go, but it's not time sensitive. And so unless we have something else come in, my intentions would probably be to postpone that meeting, or just cancel it, not have it, unless any of you have strong objections to that. I don't care. We can also do training that night if you'd like, but it is the night before Thanksgiving, so I was a little bit worried that we may not want to have a lot of people here. So we'll keep you posted as that comes up, if other things come up. But if I just had one item, I probably wouldn't do it, just for that one thing. So
you're talking about moving it to Wednesday.
I think it is Wednesday,
because
isn't it?
of the election.
I think we did move it to that one.
Okay.
Because of the election. So you're the night before, and that's why it's we're kind of pushing that one there. So, and I think that's about pretty much all I had to cover as far as calendar items and things like that. So we'll continue to maintain our personnel. We've it's primarily just hit this building, and not the whole building. It's just really weird how it's happened. We rarely get together as a group, that especially that particular group. So we're all baffled by that, unless it's like a surface kind of contamination or something. So, but we have shuffled things around. Everybody's covering things, and it's going as smoothly as possible. But like, you'll see some new faces, at least for the rest of this week, and a very slim staff here in our building right now. So it was kind of weird. Lights were off and nobody in the parking lot and stuff, and we were really slim today. So be careful out there. That's another reason why we're trying not to have meetings if we don't have to right now, especially it seems to be going around quite a bit. So any questions for me on anything?
I do have one comment, not to you.
Okay.
When you're done.
That's all I had, Mayor.
Okay. I appreciate the notice that Michelle put out a couple weeks ago to sign up and take a tour of the Weber County Jail. Now, I'm not going to advocate for or against the bond on the ballot, but I took the tour, and I happened to be there and there were other people, including the mayor of and 3 members of the city council from Washington Terrace, who I know, and so we took the tour, but it was very enlightening. The way it's set up and the problems they have, and and of course we heard the sales pitch of what they're trying to correct with the bond. But it was, and again, I'm not trying to advocate for or against, but it was, if those opportunities come up, it's certainly well worth your time, and it doesn't take very long to see the challenges, to see the mental health area is, I think, is stunning in the health area, where people come in and they've had suicide, people on suicide watch, and how they deal with them, and it's that's a tremendous amount of responsibility for those deputies to keep that in order, and as much as open the windows and take their clothes so they just wear a smock with Velcro, there's still been a couple of recent situations where there's been successful suicides. As hard as it is to believe, but it's happened, but that tour was very enlightening, and it's just, if you have that opportunity, take the time and do it.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Brooks?
No, Mayor, nothing else.
Okay. I just, all I had was, I was also going to commend Rich's people for the great job that they did. They had like a black light maze in there where they'd gone through and changed all the fluorescent lights. There must have been hundreds of them that they had changed to, just like these ones here, the tubes. I can't imagine the work that must have taken to put that together. It just went on and on all through the meeting areas, and we took our granddaughter, and she had a great time. It was just very well attended. It was super good. So hopefully, if Rich isn't watching, at least pass that on to him. That I got some feedback from other people. The residents love that event. So he's always looking for ways to make it fresh and new. It's always different every year. Shane, I'm sorry that we weren't able to get that done for you tonight. I know this project has seemed to drag on. Just know that we really do want Shake Shack open in our community. And if there's any indication, Cheddar's across the street. I spent some time talking to them. They said it's been their busiest location. They just can't believe the sales they've done. So I think the community is waiting. I saw a discussion on the citizens page today. When is Shake Shack going to open? So people are there. We'll get you open, and we'll give you the business that you're looking for. We'll make up for it. So anyway, just know that we're not trying to stall you. We really want to get you guys open. It's going to be just a beautiful crown jewel on that street right there to have. It's unique. There's nothing like it around here, and we're excited to get you in there. So, and to be honest, if we have to have that meeting on the whatever to get him taken care of, like, I'm fine with it. It'll be a short meeting. We'll just get it taken care of or whatever. So hopefully we can get some council members in here. Other than that, I don't have anything. So we would just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
And there we go. Some seconds. Any discussion on that? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All right. We stand adjourned. Thank you.